Welcome back to my channel, everyone. Street Tips here. And if you remember in my previous video, I was expecting 4 grams of pure gold from this 1 kilo of trimmed circuit card fingers. And what we really ended up getting was only 2.4 grams of pure gold. And I came out to clean up, and this is the beaker that I poured the waste solution off into from the last precipitation I did. So there's a couple tenths right there, maybe just 1/10. That's where part of the gold went. Then I took a look at this waste solution where we precipitated the gold out, and I picked that flask up. And if you look down here, lo and behold, I got a big bunch of gold coating down on the bottom of this flask. So that might be an accounting of the rest of the gold that we're missing. So what we're going to do is I'm going to try to process these two things: this gold from the precipitation, the second precipitation, and the gold from the waste solution that's settled down at the bottom of this flask. Let's add a little bit of hydrochloric acid to our stuff in this beaker back here. Won't take much. Okay, I normally would not go after such a small amount of gold. Just add it to my temporary waste container. But since this is a small amount of gold to begin with, we're going to go ahead and try to recover this little bit of material that's left over in these waste containers. I'm going to add about 1/2 milliliter of nitric acid, and that should be enough to put all that gold in solution. Now we're going to siphon off this waste solution out of here. It's got our gold down on the bottom of it. Here's our valuable material down here. Not much of it. Let's pull this one down off the heat. Now what we'll do is add a little bit of hydrochloric acid to this. Put a few drops of sulfuric in here. Add some nitric acid. See if we can get this stuff to go into solution. And we'll set it up here on the heat. Let it heat up and see if we can get that stuff to dissolve for us. I think I've got everything to go in solution. Turn the heat off. I'm going to get in here with a piece of filter paper and just check and see if we've got any gold in solution. very faint stain. Let's check this solution, see if we got any gold in solution here. That's got a little bit more. I think what we'll do is just combine these two to a single container. Got my flask nice and clean. Filter's nice and clean. Transfer this to a clean beaker. I think what we'll do is put this up on the heat and let this reduce. I put 3 milliliters of nitric acid in there. That's quite a bit, so we'll reduce this down until all the fumes go away to expel the excess nitrate. I've got this evaporated down, so now we're going to take it down off the heat. Bring it down here and let it cool off. Let's get in here and get a stannous test and see what kind of gold we've got in solution. It's a stain, but it's not a real strong one. So we definitely got gold in solution. Now we're going to put some sodium bisulfite in here, precipitate out the pure gold. And I got to tell you, I'll be surprised if we have more than a half a gram of gold in here. Looks like I've got everything to precipitate out of the solution now. This has been allowed to settle for about a couple hours, I guess. Let's do a quick stannous test. You can see by that stannous test, there's no gold in this solution. None. So we've got all the gold out of here. And if you look down at the bottom, this light, I think you're going to be able to see how the light comes right through the gold that's in the bottom of this container. It's very little, if anything, And I've been on these wild goose chases before. It looks like a lot when you first start out. When we see it at the bottom of that flask, it looked like there was 1.5 grams, 2 grams of gold in there. But I can tell by this test right here with the light, it's going to be less than 0.5 gram in here, maybe 2 or 3 tenths at the most. Let's go ahead and see if we can pour this off and get a visual on the gold powder in the bottom of this beaker. Carefully. Here's our gold. I'm gonna rinse it a couple times with some water. Yeah, it's very fine. Very fine. It's gonna suspend and not settle out well. It's going to be a couple tenths only. So we can clean it up with a little hydrochloric acid. A little bit of gold has been boiling in hydrochloric acid for about 10 minutes. Now we're going to pour this off to our waste container. Let's give it a couple of rinses with some distilled water. Recovered from the waste solutions. Now let's get this gold into this little dish. Over here to the melt table. We try to melt this up to a little bead or button. Here's our little gold BB that we recovered from those waste solutions. It's not going to be very much. What we'll do is we'll add it to this button that we recovered earlier from 1 kilo of trimmed circuit card fingers. It weighs 2.4 grams, and this little BB is going to be up to 2.7, so it's 0.3 grams of pure gold that we recovered from those waste solutions. And we'll go ahead and list this on the eBay site, these two pieces in one listing. 2.7 grams of pure gold from this, from the recovery of these 1 kilo of trimmed circuit card fingers. Okay, this will conclude the video. Thank you for watching.